That CRIMEZ. That CRIMEZ. That CRIMEZ. That CRIMEZ. That CRIMEZ. That CRIMEZ. crimes.
Sit your $5 ass down before I make change.
Thought crimes. Thought crimes. Thought crimes.
Warning: the Federal Communications Commission has determined the following content to be emotionally harmful. Snowflakes should not view this content under any circumstances, even if supervised by a G.I. Joe, Navy SEALs, Army vet, or someone with good common sense. The views and opinions expressed, including the depictions of persons of color, corrupt politicians, white people with or without a tan, haters who have yet to brush their teeth typing angrily in the comment section with hot breath syndrome, do not reflect any official policy or position of the U.S. government. This program contains graphic language, dark comedy, unique intelligence, creativity, a high credit score, and high blood pressure when triggered. This program has also been accused of racism, violence, misogyny, mansogyny, feminism, MGTOWism, defacement of celebrities, and of course, being a bully. Welcome to Thought Crimes.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Thought Crimes. This is your girl, Sincere, and I'm here with...
Yo, what's up, everybody? This is your man, P Solo, back in the building again. You guys know what time it is, too, by the way, so we hope you guys are doing very well. Good morning on a Tuesday, all right? We hope everything's going on a Tuesday.
On a Tuesday.
That was the song, right, for the moment, right? It's Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays. You can always make a hit out of a weekday or a weekend.
Yes, you can. That's true, and we're going to be talking about... Right now, the topics are Mark Ruffalo versus Paramount, and some of the heads, the dark hands in Hollywood right now that's getting at him, calling him anti-Semitic. Also, Meek Mill, he's getting into the tech bros, and remember he got his own tech company.
Yes, yeah, he does. Yeah, good for him.
Good for him, right?
Good for Meek Mill.
And also Raquel Lee talking about and exposing the dark side of Disney about how the children are not safe.
Yeah, she's talking about some things that were inappropriate that have taken place with her when she was an early teenager. And again, you guys know about the big studios, the channels that we all grew up on. Disney, Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network. Remember, they found the animator, the creator of that one show that I never watched. I mean, it always looked boring to me. But they found the creator that he had like 16 terabytes.
Of child pornography.
Yeah, and so the average person... that was just like, I got a gig left here and there. But they said, bro, what's 16 terabytes? And then they went online and people broke it down in detail. When you're talking about film, they're like, that guy needs to go to prison.
Also, guys, hopefully it's not buffering. We're going to try to make it through the stream. Unfortunately, when you do have conversations about Zionism or anything with somebody who's dealing with that. Things get funny and tricky on live, so I'm sorry about that. But what's interesting is Prince was debating about taking Mark Ruffalo off of the thumbnail
Yeah.
because
Damn, y'all stupid. Y'all keep doing this every time.
But we'll see if we can make it through. We'll see.
Yeah.
So let's start with Mark. Recently, he said the merger of Paramount.
Also, keep in mind, if it's too much, if it gets too bad, we'll continue on, and then I'll just do the re-upload because it is recording right now, too.
Right, so this is recording right now, too.
All right.
Mark Ruffalo.
Much like this conversation.
Mark Ruffalo basically said the Paramount and Warner Brother merger was, horrific. He said that Paramount or the Ellisons have been pro the terrorism towards the people of Gaza, the Palestinian people. And so Mark came out swinging. And after he did that, you had so many people come out, the ADL, Jonathan and many others, calling him anti-Semitic. And then you have some Jewish people in Hollywood who came out and defended Mark, saying he is not anti-Semitic. And you shouldn't be throwing that word around every time somebody disagrees with what Israel is doing, or people who advocate for what Israel is doing when it comes to Gaza. And it's not something that all Jewish people agree on, even a lot of Jewish people in Israel. Again, not too long ago, I think it was last year, when we went to some pet shop and for Moon, and Prince ran into an Israeli guy who said he personally disagrees with his government and with Israel when it comes to the Gaza Strip and the Palestinian people. So there are a lot of people who disagree with it, but Jonathan and others thought it was a great idea to still call Mark Ruffalo an anti-Semite for him talking about the Ellisons and how they do business and also their connections to what's going on in Gaza.
Yeah, there's a lot of actors right now that they just don't agree with the Ellisons. Now, here's the thing about it. Disney did do the big chop, all right, when it came to Jonathan Majors, right? And I personally believe when they had that huge cut, because remember, they were aligning that overall pretty much bad story arc. I mean, I think Jonathan Majors is a pretty good actor, but I didn't really care too much for the Kang storyline. But they did the big chop, and they quickly threw out there Robert Downey Jr., and they said we're going to go in the doomsday situation. The reason why I'm bringing that up, will Disney have the big chop concerning Mark Ruffalo, especially at this level of being labeled as anti-Semitic?
It's going to be very hard for him to do because his cast members, there are many people in Hollywood who believe what is happening in Gaza is wrong. You have so many of them who are supporting each other. So they know that if they fire Mark, it would be a firestorm that it would be difficult for them to deal with. And actually, it would actually probably get the Doom boycotted. I think they know that. So right now they're trying to figure out something else because there's mafias who are really, really depending on Paramount and Warner Brothers merging together. There, y'all know how Hollywood is ran. It was created by different mafias. So you do got a lot of hidden hands that's like, Mark, yo, shut the fuck up. Beyond what's happening in Israel and Gaza, the money people who are only concerned with money and mergers and stuff. So he got those people to deal with. And on top of dealing with people who are just completely blindly pro-Israel, he has that set to deal with as well. But one of the things that is definitely going to be helping Mark is that the Palestinian movement has gained more ground, a lot more ground. And on top of that, there are a lot of people in Hollywood in also powerful positions who are tired of what's happening in Israel and how you have American citizens who are supposed to be focused on the United States first, are, basically saying that they're tired of it, even some business people. So that's something that's going to help Mark.
We'll see, because it seems like a lot of bold moves being made in Hollywood, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't rule nothing off the table. Private equity firms are in the room. A lot of them are international control cabals. So
He's a high profile though.
I know, but again, I wouldn't be surprised if he did it. I'm gonna be real with you. Jonathan Majors was high profile.
It's not the same because
You know?
Jonathan Majors.
I'm just saying. That's all.
He wasn't able to get his network footing all the way where he'll have like just this whole group of people in Hollywood defending him. Nobody really came out to defend him. Michael B. Jordan did it a little bit, but he didn't like bring him in to Sinners or other things like that. They still didn't pull all the way through. This guy here, he already has like so many different sets in Hollywood of activists and stuff already defending him, and then he's already plugged all the way in with the cast. Like Cumberbatch has defended the Hawk. So many. I mean, Mark. I mean, there's so many people that it will affect Doomsday. That's another thing too. It would affect Doomsday. And that would be a huge problem for them.
Do we know if Hulk is in the Doomsday film?
Mark is so far still connected to the Marvel Cinematic Universe for now.
No, I'm just saying in the trailer, did we see the character?
No, the trailer we didn't. But a lot of the cast members already defending him are in that film.
I'll just say this.
Anything can happen. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, because again, I'm telling you all these dark equity funds and these private equity think tanks that are consolidated. I mean, they're consolidating all spaces. YouTube, Instagram. They're all through Hollywood. The only reason why I'm saying that, I'm not, wishing for somebody to lose their job. The way things are moving and some of the stuff I've just been reading of how they've been doing these crazy cuts, I would not be surprised. And I think what I have been able to see, let's say, give you an example, some of the funding, like let's say you get a faceplate like Marvel, who has had its historical issues, highs and lows. They would do something egregious, and this is just a practice so you guys can understand how these corporate faceplates work. They'll make an egregious move publicly, and then they'll try to quickly satiate the public. Now, I don't know what could be replaceable or redeemable if they got rid of Mark Ruffalo. He's clearly the favorited Bruce Banner / Hulk on screen, but also at the same time, he's not laying down his sword about his activism either. So what you have is, what they say, the corporations right now, because if you go online, you can read what some of the insiders are saying. They're looking to see what can they do in this situation right now. So again, to Sin's point, no, I don't think that it's going to be a quiet sweep under the rug, because you do have a lot of people split in Hollywood right now.
Yeah.
Hollywood is not as, when it concerns what's been going on with Gaza and Israel, they're not as linear, straightforward as they once were, in the sense of 2000, 2002, 3, 4, and 5, where people was clearly on one side.
And if this was any time before October 7th, Mark's career would have been over. And this actually is a good thing that the atmosphere is changing so much so that he can say this. Also, before we continue, Ariel Smoke has a super chat. Shout out to Ariel, and good morning to you.
All right, TCZ and Think Tank, I'm headed to work. I hope you all are blessed. To Mark Ruffalo, and he says cyber leaks. I hope leaks drop for the full GTA 6 build on November 16th. Take care, everybody, everywhere. Shouts out to you, by the way. We appreciate you so much.
And also to your point, Prince.
Thank you. Go ahead, Sid.
To your point, Lightwalker X says something that is a possible strategy, and I think this is what you're talking about. They may try to quietly replace him with a new Hawk, maybe in some alternative universe thing. But the Iron Fist, hell no, they can't do that. They do a Iron Fist move like they have done with some people in the past. Their movies are gonna get boycotted, and it is gonna be a ripple effect. Even doing it the quiet way might have some things. It's a gamble. It may succeed, it may not, but doing it in like, oh, you're just fired, we're getting rid of him because of that would lead to boycotts.
Yeah, the only reason I'm saying, that's why I always told you guys about the traps of the lazy multiverse story arcs. It's also a space to get actors quietly fired or loudly. Well, what happened to that actor? Well, this is a new
What happened
multiverse.
to that boy?
Yeah, what happened to that variant?
He was talking shit. They put a clapping to that boy.
Yeah, so I mean, I think if anything, I do think he's using his platform, his visibility, notably and in a noble way to bring attention to the efforts of what's been going on concerning Israel and Gaza, and it has split Hollywood, which I think is good because let's be real. Hollywood has been used to, especially the liberal whites, have been used to snuffing out particularly black movements. And I think it's very interesting in this situation. This is a movement that there is no snuffing, and you're seeing people having splits. You're seeing actors versus directors. And between what's been going on with AI and then the international conflict of Palestine and Gaza with Israel, it definitely has pit people against each other in Hollywood.
Yeah, and also I think it's only fair. I mean, there were a lot of people who are pro Gaza who felt they were duped when one of the side characters in The Boys ended up being Israeli intelligence and was in the military, allegedly even kidnapped a young child. So now, on an even larger stage, it's opposite. You have somebody who some execs are really pissed off and mad that they let somebody who was awake, because woke is for black people, white is for white people, awake in their films and their franchise. This is somebody who is now worth millions of dollars, who they thought was just going to be a regular, actor, who have some activism, but they didn't think he was going to be supercharged like this. And for the people who are pro-Palestine and pro-Gaza, they're like, yes, we got somebody in the big leagues who's making all this money, who can stand up against Zionism when it comes to what's happening in Gaza. So, that's how a lot of people feel. Like, so just like, you had Israeli intelligence be a part of The Boys, you have a lot of people who are happy that they're pro-Palestinian people who happen to be a part of some of the biggest franchises that Disney have right now. And also, it's interesting because the mayor of Los Angeles, she basically is in favor of Paramount and of Warner merging together, which some black activists are very upset about that because they just felt like she's a part of the erasure of black people in that part of California. And then also, Billion and Brandy Kane have talked about, their issues with her, and also what happened with the fires in California, and certain prominent black neighborhoods still haven't been fully compensated when it came to those wildfires. But yeah, you do have a lot of people who are against Paramount and Warner merging together because they're worried about CNN is already jacked up, but they don't want it to become like it's just a 24/7 propaganda pro-Israel. And then people also are worried about the fact that Paramount said when they first came in, they said they had a hit list of people in Hollywood who were too pro-Gaza that they wanted to get rid of, and Mark Ruffalo was one of those people, which just this is a very important part to Prince. I think a lot of people are also up in arms because they're like, wait a minute, Paramount and all these people are calling him, the Ellisons and all these people are calling him anti-Semitic. Why isn't anybody calling out the fact that the Ellisons said they have an article, literally there's an article out that dropped, I believe it dropped last year, where he was on the hit list of being blackballed from Hollywood for good forever on that Paramount hit list. So people are also worried about, okay, if Paramount merged with Warner, are certain actors and actresses going to be kept from working or doing, properties that Warner Brother owns because Paramount is so pro-Israel?
Yes, that is what's going to take place. The Ellisons, look what they did to TikTok. That's why I say even with urban street culture, I don't coin it that. I've always heard white folks coin it that shit. But with what you see with even the spaces that we move around in, uh, your golden apple is your independency. You're going to see a surge in independent filming. That's what you're going to see if the deal completely goes through. Absolutely, they're going to put him on the blacklist. They did it during the Red Scare. I mean, I'm not trying to be funny. You guys got to understand, you have people in power, executives that have a hard on, literally. They have an erection for breaking a very popular or powerful star based on any disagreement. Give you an example. Janet Jackson, possibly one of the most popular icons globally. Les Moonves said it himself. If it's the last thing he does, he's going to destroy her career. Had everybody else in the audience thinking they were crazy. People saying, what? Nobody's coming after Janet Jackson. You guys are just being sensitive. Look, she messed up. Give Justin Timberlake the trophy at the ESPYs. We're going to move on. Her and her brother, they're weirdos. Get them out of here. Executives do this all the time. So, yes, absolutely. One of the reasons why they want that deal to go through, because they want to, quote unquote, extract certain actors and actresses and even directors and even back end producers, too, by the way.
Also, Prince, just to update you on some more information, Paramount say they did not leak the discussions with California's Attorney General to the press.
Yes.
The Attorney General of California is very upset with the Ellisons and with Paramount. Mm-hmm. He says he I don't know if he's going to change his mind, but so far he's against the merger, especially because he said that he believes that Paramount did leak the conversation.
Yes, absolutely.
So David Ellison, Paramount, and Skydance released a statement Monday after California Attorney General Rob abruptly canceled the two sides' planned meeting, alleging Paramount had leaked confidential discussions about the Warner Brother Discovery case. And so because of this,
Yes,
the Attorney General, he says no go.
Imagine a team that runs all the playbooks for your business.
No sauce right now.
Okay.
And then this also let's go back into time where you had Paramount talking about a lot of popular actors and actresses right now that they wanted to get rid of. Last year, November 5th, 2025, you had IMDb even talked about this. Paramount blacklist, which actors have reportedly made the list for supporting Palestine. And this is one of the things, again, that is protecting Mark, because the Ellisons know they would have to do a grand sweep of not only people who are already well established like Mark, but and some other actors who've been in a lot of films, but also newbies on the block. Like, there's a lot of Gen Zers, actors and actresses that are pro-Palestine. And so they would have to do a lot of blacklisting to try to make a message. But again, they already being sloppy even with the Attorney General of California, allegedly. He said that the Ellisons and Paramount have been leaking confidential information on the case, trying to bully their way into the merger going all the way through.
Yeah, no, I'm just being honest with y'all because one thing, and Sid knows that, like, I've been paying attention to the Ellisons probably since 2018 and 19, and they do feel like they're a mafia. They do feel like they're a gang unit. And the other side of it, too, remember, there is a plan to deindustrialize the United States. So I know for people, they're like, well, this kind of doesn't make sense. Well, if you look at it from an invader standpoint and a deindustrialization standpoint, it absolutely makes sense why they're even looking to collapse the arts. They had no purpose for TikTok. There were some lazy creators on TikTok.
A lot of lazy ones, yeah.
But a lot of the people that I happened to see, that were really putting work and effort and building out their own independent studios for their skits, or even like King Science. He's one of my favorite influencers, but he's an animator. A lot of creative people had been over there, but they came over there and acted like the mothership from Independence Day. And what they did was squat and made sure they bled out that economy because there was too many empowered influencers and creators that had consenting or dissenting opinions about Gaza and Israel.
Yeah, they
So,
allegedly want to get rid of Joaquin Phoenix. They want to get rid
that's
of
why they were doing what they were doing.
Javier. They want to get rid of Emma Stone. They want to get rid of Mark. They want Ruffalo. They
Yes.
want to. There's a lot of them
Yeah.
on this list. And going back to even what you were saying about TikTok, even though you had a lot of lazy people who were just stealing people's content on TikTok, there's a lot of thieves on TikTok. And some of the people who are lazy on TikTok came to YouTube to create lazy
Content.
videos here as well.
Yeah.
But there were a lot of gems on TikTok as well. People who were creating amazing, original, creative works. And, if they were too pro-Palestine, they would have a hard time since the Ellisons took over. So that's a great point that Prince brought up even with that.
Yeah. So, I mean, look, I'm going to be honest with you. Like I said, so far what I've seen from Mark Ruffalo, he seems to be on his square, on his pivot, 10 toes down concerning Gaza, and I don't really have a problem with it. But I also understand that you do have the industry is built and ran by gangsters, and they don't really care about what profits are lost in the process as long as they can make their point. And again, I can tell you that with the TikTok economy, they killed the TikTok economy. It was generating billions of dollars, even for companies who really didn't even have a position on Israel and Gaza.
I mean,
and they lost a lot of money.
You make a great point. Even racist TikTok, because TikTok was racist even before the Ellisons got their hands on it.
Yeah.
But yet, black creators still made so much money.
They made a lot of money.
And then now the Ellisons took over, and people aren't
Yeah.
making close to what they were making before. And they're another duo that have prejudices and racism as well. But going back even to this discussion, it is going to be interesting to see what takes place here. Like you brought up a great point with Jonathan Majors and what took place with him. Like Hollywood is a numbers game. It's not about morality, integrity, or ethics. If you're a bad guy and you have a bunch of people who will vouch for you, you'll be fine. And if you're a good guy and you have a bunch of people that will vouch for you, you will be fine. It's actually the people who don't have nobody to vouch for them.
There you go.
That will get the boot. A lot of people who was on the chopping block only survived throughout the history of Hollywood because it's a numbers game. And if you have either multiple peers that will look out for you, or a couple of big wigs in the background that will look out for you, then you're good. But if you're somebody who you just don't have the numbers on your side when it comes to people defending you, and especially also the audience, but the audience is 50%. If the audience fuck with you, but peers and execs aren't putting their neck out on the line for you, then you could still possibly get swept unless the audience boycott. But if the audience is disgruntled, but they don't boycott, then you're gone. If your peers and an executive in the background vouch for you, that's a really good stronghold. Especially also if you get the audience to vouch for you too. So then if you get both sides, then you're not going anywhere. Unfortunately, especially for black individuals in Hollywood, they don't have that many people vouch for them no matter what. So, they usually, get the boot because y'all know how Hollywood is. It was created Birth of a Nation, which is a anti-black propaganda film trying to make domestic terrorists like the KKK, Ku Klux Klan, look like heroes and make black citizens look like terrorists. So you also got to remember that is the foundation of Hollywood. And, going back to this situation, Mark will be fine as long as his cast members and other people who vouch for him hold the line. He already got the audience on his side. The only thing I could think of, though, some of the pro-Israeli energy is getting really, really upset with him, though. You got Jonathan coming out. He's complaining, the ADL. But Jonathan Greenbold, he's always complaining. He even called the the Jay-Z album, the 444 album, as if it was being
Yeah.
anti-Semitic.
Yeah, he did say that.
And it was. I don't know
Yeah.
what's wrong with that guy, but everything is anti-Semitic according to him. You also have the whole thing where Mark said he had to disconnect from some of his friends in Hollywood who were Jewish, not all of them, some of them, because he said they were so enraged that they just couldn't sustain a relationship. He said he still loves them, but he said, they couldn't be friends anymore because he said they only saw their own humanity, but they didn't care about the humanity of the Palestinian people. And also, there's heinous reports, just to say this, coming out. I've been watching Low Key for a long time now, even as a UK rap artist, where he had controversy when he talked about the Obama administration, along with people like Lupe and stuff like that. He came out and recently said that they have dogs that are violating prisoners, Palestinian prisoners. And recently there was a man who was sexually assaulted to death. They said that happens a lot over there in Israel, where they are sexually assaulted to death, men, women, and even some allegations of children, where that's how they are savagely murdered. So just grotesque, disgusting horror stories that it makes it to the level where, like, you don't even have to, how people talk about demons and stuff like that, or horror films. There are people living in horror here on this earthly plane as we speak, from the hands of other humans. Like what we talked about with, like, Leopold and what happened in the Congo, where children were mutilated and hot rods were put into the private parts of women. The men were sexually assaulted, sodomy and all, just a lot of, like, disgusting shit. And this is what also is being alleged is happening to the people of Gaza. A lot of, I mean, things that I don't even want to keep talking about, and it's explicit form, because it is so disgusting that you can't even wrap your mind about it. Like, a lot of times hip hop platforms and people, we all joke about Hollywood orgies and who's taking the Illuminati ritual to get on top, but this type of stuff is to the level of barbarianism, to the level of disgust, that you can't even believe that other humans would behave in such, and not only unethical or lacking of morals, but just such a, I don't know what to describe it. Is whether people say is non-human or whatever you want to call people who do those type of things. It's just disgusting.
Yeah, no, it is. I think, to be honest with you, and again, you guys can look at it, the largest causing of unnatural deaths in human history is by governments globally. And it's called democide. You can look it up. It's called democide. So that is the larger killing or ending of human life unnaturally. And in this highlighted scenario, what we have globally with Palestine and Israel, it's just another chapter in the long-standing book of governments globally that have been horrific, and, people, you can, Genghis Khan is celebrated for being this unbeatable conqueror. But, hey, man, when he showed up to people's homes and what the men did to them, women and children, that is a historical perpetuation of men in power. And that is, there's no debate about sex and gender there. It's unequivocally a lot of men in power wrestle to keep power, the fear of losing power, the removal of life to maintain power. So you have power, resources, land, and real estate, things of that nature. So for me, honestly, I am going to pay attention to see what exactly takes place with Mark Ruffalo. There is a grand cabal through the Ellisons. They represent the father and son dynamic duo. They represent a front-facing proxy. But if you're talking about Larry Fink and you're talking about BlackRock, you're talking about Vault, ladies and gentlemen, your corporate heads, their backside is up for sale, and they'll do anything to keep afloat of profits and revenue. Just give you an example recently. Marvel got rid of its entire, damn near all of its VFX department, right? They got this scandal right now that's been going on because people wanted to see Spider-Man Brand New Day. So what you'll usually have, you have artists that like to purchase the art books, the making of, right? And so in that process, though, artists like to support artists when they create something, a property. In this case, since we're speaking about Mark Ruffalo and what's been going on with the MCU and everything, Spider-Man Brand New Day, I believe that's what it's called, that it was supposed to help resuscitate or reset the very bad run that Marvel has been having. Well, Marvel had got rid of like literally almost all of its VFX team, and they put out this art book. But then the people that bought the book, they open the book, they see AI in there, right? So
this is why Dr. Dre said, "Hold up, wait a minute, let me." He's trying.
He's a bad rapper, but anyway,
he trying to get.
Hold up, wait a minute. Yeah, no, and the reason why I'm bringing this up.
And remember, we reported on that last year. It was on our Patreon about what took place with the people who were laid off. Yeah.
And the reason why I'm bringing this up because what they're saying is that human life is expendable. And you as a skilled artist, a skilled engineer, you're expendable. In fact, they're going to gravitate towards you first. So they have this big old scandal. One of the art directors came out and said, guys, chill out. That's Photoshop. It was a pixelation maneuver. People was trying to remove the watermark. That ain't, trust me, I've removed watermarks in the past before. That was AI. The taxi was all melting in the street. The buildings were bent all wrong. But, there were people that were upset about it. The reason why I'm bringing this up, they're trying to find a way to do the big chop with Mark Ruffalo. Mark's peers, where he's been able to gather a larger pool of network versus, let's say, Jonathan Majors, who really was a fresh new face for the global economy of Blockbuster. He has Blockbusters under his belt, but he still was the new guy on the block. Mark has been, remember, he's been the Hawk for more than 10 years.
Also, to add to it, he's been in the industry for like 30 years, damn near. Yeah. And remember, Mark has been very popular in the indie scene.
Yes,
he spent most of his, so he also has, even though Meg Ryan, was a mainstream actress, with Harry Met Sally and all that other stuff, and You Got Mel.
Right, yeah.
But he's been able to not only be with stars like that in indie films, but also indie actors and actresses. And then on top of already networking there, then he's been the Hawk, like you said, for damn near 10 years, where he was able to also network with some of the bigger names in Hollywood now.
Was he been the Hawk maybe 20 years?
20 years, 15 years, something like that.
So I'm going to watch to see how vicious they actually want to be, because he would be the perfect vessel for a demonstration for them. But also I am going to see, is it going to be another situation where Jimmy Kimmel was able to, because in this situation, you can argue Mark overall is able to get ahead of the act of blacklisting. Jimmy Kimmel was able to get ahead of the act of blacklisting. Stephen Colbert, big name, has been in the industry vet for a long time.
Caught with his pants down.
Well, he couldn't get ahead of it because the company valued the merger more than they valued him.
They said, "Bitch, get out of here."
They said, "Bro, we trying to have this marriage."
Where's he over? He on CBS? Yeah. Right, where he at?
Yeah.
Where was his show? NBC, CBS? Where was he at?
Where was it? If I recall, I think it might have been CBS.
Yeah,
Let me double check real quick.
They had a deal that they
Stephen
wanted.
Colbert.
And Trump.
I haven't watched Stephen Colbert.
Trump allegedly said, if you want the deal, you're going to have to get rid of him.
Yeah, let me double check real quick, you all. Yeah, it was on CBS. It was on CBS, and they got him up out of here because he was constantly, and Trump held a grudge against a lot of the jokes that was made. And again, in tyranny, this is why I always tell you guys, a lot of times you have to be careful, because one of the first groups of people they come for is people that have humor, or comedians, people that can make clearly the arts, or people can highlight hypocrisy but transmute it in a way where the general man and woman gets it.
Beautiful, and that's language is the arts too.
Yes. So one of the things that they did not like was some of the language that Stephen Colbert was doing concerning Donald Trump. So I am going to be interested in see exactly what takes place with Mark Ruffalo. But to Sin's point, where we both agree at, I don't think it's cool for his job to be on the line. Just like I didn't really think it was cool for them to they tried it with Denzel Washington a couple times too. And he said he was going to sue whoever called him anti-Semitic. He was going to sue, and Will Smith said the same thing too, because Will Smith said something in passing, and I can't remember who was the chairman of the ADL at the time, but they came out and they were going to have this thing with Will, and Will said, "Cool, well, I'll just sue the magazine." He didn't even say anything about the ADL, and then the magazine, he forced the magazine. They in that point, they printed a retraction, I believe, for Will Smith, and I think they did one for Denzel Washington, and they said we're sorry in that regard. I think in this situation here with Mark Ruffalo, to your point,
he came out and said this is ridiculous.
It's ridiculous, but he has a lot of real estate to work with,
and Denzel did too. Denzel, he hasn't overtly come out pro-Palestine, but he did a long time ago criticize some of the Jewish execs at a time where they were very powerful, where you wouldn't see the Mark Ruffalo or people really stand up. And when he said, he was next to Viola Davis and they was talking about film, and he was like, yeah, it was like these Jewish execs, they were like, we want a movie, a nigga who couldn't die. He's in the death chair, the execution chair. They shoot him, he don't die. They lynch him, he don't die. And Denzel said, okay, what if I make a film about a Jewish family thinking they're going on vacation, but then they get gassed? He said, he's like, don't do that dumb shit with me. And he said this directly to the executives, which is why, even though what happened to Jonathan Majors is unfortunate, I don't think going to the Daily Wire was a strong backbone type of move. I can't speak for somebody else, but I would have thought that Jonathan Majors would just take it for right now, and be able to reestablish himself and network with the right type of people to get back in the lane that he has the talent for. Not become subservient to somebody like Ben Shapiro for all people.
Well, you know what that's
that
about.
That little fucking bony neck punk.
Well, with Jonathan Majors, and if you guys hadn't seen it, Jonathan Majors has some trailer where he's shooting Muslims or some crazy shit. It's clearly a race swap role because his character in the film, or at least the trailer says, they're coming for our women. And I'm like, nigga, you black. What are you talking about? Like, that clearly is language that role was designed for a white man to play that role, to promote this anti-Muslim propaganda, and it's interesting that they got his big black head in it because most of the darker skinned Muslims are the ones that are going to be publicly lynched, and we've seen that even. Not even, when we're talking about international travel, you're talking about brown people aboard, but also here in the United States, where traditionally black Muslims, particularly black Muslim American men, are accosted by the police because of a racist regime. So, I could take you through parts of Chicago and they'll speak for you on as well, and all through up and down Atlanta. So I just thought it was
Jersey
interesting.
Is a huge
Jersey,
black
especially
Muslim,
New Jersey as well.
And Newark, New Jersey, yeah.
So I thought it was interesting that Jonathan Majors was choosing to play the role of Ashanti, Ja Rule, and Nas and give them the pledge, if you know what I mean. So that's what I saw that was with Ben Shapiro. All of Ben Shapiro's media sucks.
It's so bad.
Animation is ass.
Jeremy too.
Comedy is ass. Yeah.
they suck.
They need to get out the media business.
Like I gotta say, they're the worst Jewish people I've ever seen in media.
Yeah, they're terrible.
Like, they're horrible.
Yeah.
You know, you got the Steven Spielbergs, you got the ones who are really good behind the scenes, but Ben
sucks.
And I'm talking about just art. I'm not talking about morally. Ben sucks across the board, and you could tell he's an Israeli welfare baby because he really isn't good at anything. First of all, he hires people to be the stars of the Daily Wire. They all become anti-Israel, all his biggest stars. And then I see the pro-Israeli Jewish people like, well, Ben, he's our brightest star. How? Ben Shapiro helped create one of the biggest oppositions for y'all with Candace Owens and many other people. How is he your big shining hope? No, he's an Israeli welfare baby. He's not good. Like you said, he's not good at his job. Everybody he picks to be a star, it backfires. They go against him. He makes shitty films. Jeremy, he's not any better. The animation shit is ass. I mean, to your point, like, what the fuck are they doing?
No, Ben Shapiro needs to get out the media business. I think, I'm going to be honest with you all, I think Ben Shapiro, from my personal opinion, I think hands down he's one of the worst curators of media out of the millennial class. You know, because a lot of times the way he moves, I forget he's a millennial. Damn, he is a millennial. Yeah, run, hide, fight, infidels. Listen to that language. Ain't no black nigga using that language.
No black person.
Ain't no
infidels.
Black. The fuck is an infidel, nigga? Like, bro, what? You know how nigga is in this? Bro, what you call me? Yo, you talking about my mama, nigga? What the fuck you mean infidel? What you trying to say? So it's an ass trailer, ass movie. It's unfortunate, but you know, it just looks stupid. And I'm going to be real with you. I wasn't rocking with it. And it made Jonathan Majors appear to me that he had no common sense.
Like in the chat,
I'm going to be honest with you.
They were saying he could have went to the indie thing, which is what people thought he was going to do.
No.
Do some really fucking cool indie action films as well. He would have made a comeback because he's a good actor, but he didn't bet on himself. And I don't know if it was because of money issues and stuff, but indie films still pay. You know, scale down your budget. And you are going to hit gold again eventually.
Film Town says the title should have been called Run That Fade. Yeah.
You know what? That would have been a dope movie.
Yeah, Run the Fade.
If he was in an independent action film and it said Run That Fade.
Yeah,
now that's what we talking about.
Yeah, but
this is the type that's a movie we would all watch.
Yeah, this was definitely, for me, this was one of the worst trailers I had ever seen.
Viola Davis was in a cheesy action film.
The G20 movie.
And I enjoyed it.
Yeah, we watched it.
It was
we
fun.
Liked it. Yeah.
Why can't you just be in some like fun, cheap action film where everyone enjoys it, and while also doing some prolific indie acting in indie films, and just keep the boat going that way.
I ain't gonna lie, you know, I get you trying to, you know, because whatever took place, because I still don't, as much as I read concerning Jonathan Majors, you know, I don't know what all took place, you know, with that, but I'll just tell you this. There's one thing about trying to, you know, piece your career back together, right? But when I saw him and I watched the trailer, I just, all right, nigga, now you just being extra.
Well, P. Blaze also has a great idea, and I would have loved that.
Yes, sir.
If Michael J. White and Jonathan Majors was in an action film together. Bro, like, come on. There's so many things he could have done. Going this route, come on now.
Jonathan Majors and Michael J. White would be good in a film together. But I don't know. Is Jonathan Majors one of them niggas that, you know, unless it's a big name black person, is he going to work with them? Because I don't think there's nothing special about Ben Shapiro's films. I don't think Ben Shapiro does not. He don't even have an Obama deception. Like his studio is ass.
No, Alex Jones did have some funny movies.
Endgame,
the Obama deception.
Yeah, like Ben Shapiro don't got nothing.
And you know what's so funny about Alex Jones? He was trying to pretend to be woke, and the reason why I say he pretended to be woke, he had all the black woke rappers on his show.
He did,
and then the Obama deception was the black face of colonialism.
Yeah.
Then he gonna switch up and try to be pro-colonialist.
It's the blacks.
That's why I think what happened to Alex Jones is funny.
Oh.
You try to switch and be a colonialist, and you got your show colonized. You got your show taken away from you, and you did do dumb shit talking about paid actors acting as
The
if they-
children are fake.
Like, he's a dumb fat cracker. Y'all kill kids all the time, bro. There doesn't need to be no fucking paid actors and actresses for kids to die in the United States from the hands of some white guy. Like, bro is smoking the same crack that Hunter Biden was smoking.
Yeah. So, look, man, I just think with Ben Shapiro, I don't think there's nothing remarkable about him. I was absolutely 100% disappointed in Michael B. Jordan. Not that I had any high expectations, but it's kind of like, man, you really crawling with the roaches?
You mean Jonathan Majors?
Yeah, what did I say?
Michael B. Jordan.
My bad. See, the niggas, Anyway,
Damn, Prince.
Yeah.
You merging black men together.
like Ben Shapiro. Oh, we can get him for cheap. He was in Creed.
Well,
right?
he would, but your spirit is touching on something. What Ben Shapiro was trying to do, he was trying to say that this was supposed to be anti-sinners.
Yeah, and I that's all my thing about it, and black people, I get it, black people were still trying to show some mercy, not out of support of the behavior of Ben Shapiro, but in the sense of here's the thing what people got to understand about us is like
rock bottom.
Yeah, but it's almost like we not gonna play this dance, and this is what I mean. I'm not into it. If he tried to take some shoestrings and take the girl's head off, I'm not in for that. I don't care if the girl white or black. I don't care about that shit. Don't be trying to strangle the shit out of a woman, right? But also, I'm not going to do the dance with y'all of fake moralism too. Look at our president. Like what we talking about, and y'all tap. It's what Sid and I talked about with.
Woody Allen got 14 million.
Y'all
budget
tap
right
dance
now for a film.
Y'all crip walk on the people that don't have no defense for their actions. Like you said, Woody Allen, the defense for him is that he has a very strong, powerful network that backs him.
Of people who were in Epstein files, including himself.
Yeah, so, that was my only thing about it. We can condemn things. I'm all for it. I'm not for the domestic violence shit. I'm not for the messing with the children. But as far as the structure of entertainment, the industry, no, I'm not going to do that dance. That's what I told y'all niggas about the Drake shit. I said, niggas, I ain't doing that dance with y'all.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all can keep that.
Also,
there's a lot worse people that's going on.
Also, we about to go, this is a great way to segue into what Disney's own darkness being exposed by Raquel. But I want to say something real quick. We saw Ray Daniels on a show, and I'm forgetting the show name, guys, but y'all could remind me in the chat. Where Ray Daniels said, Jimmy Iovine is a genius, and you need people like him who will take a black record and know what to do with it. So y'all know the Pussycat Dolls with Don't Ya, and they were talking about how Ray was like CeeLo Green wrote the song. He said it was just popular in urban areas, and Jimmy Iovine heard it, and he took it and gave it to the Pussycat Dolls because he said that you need someone in the music industry that would tell you only black people will listen to this. So we have to take this song and give it somewhere else so white people can actually follow through and you can make more money. So then I'm like, then what the fuck are you crying about Jay-Z for? Why is anybody in the industry crying about Jay-Z or Drake or Kendrick or all this if all you industry niggas are cool with it? Why are you only okay with it with Jimmy Iovine? Just like, okay, we brought up Dr. Dre, but nobody brought up Jimmy Iovine with the AI or Lucian and UMG with AI. Yeah, I really am sick of this shit as from industry niggas because y'all are liars. Y'all have industry beef with each other. Then y'all try to lie to the public, making it seem like somebody has a bit more ethics. None of y'all have ethics. Y'all just want to get rid of black people for petty squabbles, but none of y'all, when y'all get into beefs with Jimmy Iovine or somebody like that, y'all not trying to get rid of him. So I just thought what Ray Daniels said was crazy. I'll post it on the Patreon sometime, but I just thought that shit was just so damn goofy.
Yeah, like I said, but I love it when they have those moments, though. I was telling Sin, I said, again, I appreciate Dr. Dre and Raekwon having these moments. It makes the job easier. And the only reason why I'm saying that, like, when we, for instance, people be so sensitive about stuff, right? Especially if we're talking about in this era of super fandom, social media, even, Jimmy Iovine having this conversation about the super fan culture and the stan culture, which was pioneered off the back end of the CIA federally funded stan machine of Eminem. Jokes aside, I'll tell you this. Look, overall, the only thing I said, no, Jay-Z's going to have a hard time after we pass kneeling. And I saw a lot of Hovengers, they was upset with me when I said what I said. I said, nigga, I'm indifferent towards Jay-Z. I'm just telling you, nigga, you're going to have a hard time now because you've injected yourself into politics. Now, with that being said, as we told you guys behind the scene, the Twin Dragons, they said Diddy was going to catch it first and they was going to immediately swoop back around to Jay-Z. And we told y'all. It's not that it's Drake and Jay-Z. There are billionaire execs that don't fuck with both of them. There's billionaire execs behind the scenes. They don't fuck with Kendrick. It's hard for people to understand that because you see Black Flesh and then everybody treats it like Mandingo versus Mandinka. That's what they do. So when I heard the clip with Ray Daniels, I said, and good that people need to hear it. That's how the industry niggas think. That's why when I do see y'all get blocked by a Jay-Z, a Jimmy Iovine, or a Lucien Grange, I don't have nothing to say about that. Do you get what I'm saying? The realistic manner is that it's a game that people are trying to play. So it was cool to take that song, Don't You Wish You Were Me, with that black woman singing on it, that independent black woman singing on it, take that record and send it off to the Pussycat Dolls. And they were industry plants. 100%. The Pussycat Dolls were industry plants. Bootleg Vanity 6. That's all they were. Nothing else. They had some ambiguous looking woman in the front. They advertised them right around the same time of America's Next Top Model. I even think they did some cross-branding at that time. So when I hear y'all tell me, and I always say this, and I've told some of these niggas behind the scenes, don't talk to me about white execs and Jewish executives and talk about the we the black man shit. I don't want to hear it. I absolutely do not. I'm the type of person, nigga, get in there and fight. Fight. If you can take Lucian's head off, you took it off. If you can't, well, nigga, you another casualty. But those are the games y'all choose to play because you guys make casualties and cadavers out of independent artists. You fuck over people in your crews. I've been in the rooms. I've seen how people move. That's why y'all don't hear me get tight about it. That's why I said, what was I burnt up and bent out of shape? I don't excuse anything Dr. Dre says, but it's good for you all to hear this because this is how they think. Also, shouts out to KJ47 says, to your point, Sin, that is stupid as fuck. Even if only black people would listen, white people stay following and jacking our style. We don't need to make white people music. All we need to do is be ourselves. Well, remember, shouts out to you. We appreciate you so much. You got to keep this in mind, ladies and gentlemen. All right, just to put this out here for y'all. I'm going to tell you this. The genre was created out of racism. What are we talking about? Any nigga that values the genre more than the art is going to have some self-hating tendencies. You had race music, and then you had the music they comfortably allowed on the TV screen. Okay? Black people have been just making music in America, whether it bled off into gospel, bled off into rhythm and blues, bled off into soul, bled off into bebop, bled off into all the hip hop. We can go through the list just here in America. So for me personally, it's good that Ray Daniels is out here getting y'all upset. I think it's perfect for you guys to understand why y'all see so many goofy moves being made. These niggas are always out of touch. I don't know I've been in a room where I've talked to people. I'm like, nigga, this is the streets of Atlanta, nigga. This is us. Y'all go take it to some nigga way up in North Atlanta. He ain't touched nothing concerning the perimeter in 50 years. They do it in the podcast space. They got all these nice, clean sets, and the conversations are boring because you don't have no life experience because y'all don't fuck with black people anyway. So that's why your conversations are boring. I can come in right now and tell y'all a story about a J. Man, there was a J across the street. Let me tell you what he was doing. That nigga was jigging in front of Circle K. Y'all don't fuck with none of that. You get what I'm saying? So with that being the case, you know, people have to kind of get that in mind. I personally believe this wholeheartedly. All of the niggas in the industry are anti-black. I've seen it firsthand, directly, folks. So, I mean, you don't mean anything. Y'all don't mean anything, not to the other than money, marketing, and if somebody's coming after me, can you guys please defend me? Do you get what I'm saying? And the niggas in the industry, y'all know it too. So that's why a lot of times when I'm talking with them, let's move on. Fuck all of the black brother shit, that lovey-dovey shit, that black brother shit, none of that. Let's get to business, nigga. Handle business.
Because when we was over there, even it's all the media hubs, East Coast and West Coast. There was a network out from the industry of the West connecting with the industry of the East Coast. Everybody, they loved our stuff. One of the lead guys and owners who's black, he sent our stuff to some white woman who said she didn't comprehend or understand what this dark crime stuff is about. Some dumb white bitch who butchered Pimp C's history. And she's like a low level, like dirty white woman in the industry. She's not even a high ranking bitch in the industry. She's like a low level white person in the industry. They sent our stuff to her and said, well, guys, she don't understand it. Yeah, because she's slow. What the fuck that got to do with us? Yeah. You know, of how we do things with politics and entertainment and cartoons and hip hop and all that. That's just who we are.
Yeah.
And let me just play y'all this clip before we get to Disney of what Ray Daniel said, because this is my.
Well, you saying that? I want to say something.
It's like, what y'all crying for then?
Yeah, and the reason, you know, it is what it is. I don't really care, and I've told them directly. I've told people before, even before I met Sam, nigga, if I had a choice between you, I would do business against you 9 times out of 10 because that's how you're coming in against me. And they tell you, give me something on the black hand side so you can get free labor. Most of the black people I've ran into have been exquisite at their skill set. I've ran into so many God-gifted black talented men and women that, like Cannabis said, what was that one record Cannabis said? They treat kings like apes. That's what it was. I think it was Criminal Kindness, the one where he had Professor Griff on there. But he was talking about Quincy Jones III, QD3, and, you know, all of this stuff, whether they were paying people for their stories or not. And, you know, there was a line he said in there about, you know, you treating kings like apes. And that is what they do to the black craftsmen in the industry, the black man and black woman. So every time I've been in these spaces, I've always told them, if I had a choice, nigga, yes, I will do business against you.
I'm a fan of Jay-Z. Jimmy Iovine is a god. Let me just play this real quick.
Yeah, so you know.
I heard her singing the record. It was on the radio, doing well, and then all of a sudden, it was gone.
You know what did
What the hell happened?
Let me tell you what happens. You have a rock star CEO like Jimmy Iovine who heard the record on the radio. It was written and produced by CeeLo Green. I know you like me. I know you like me. That's CeeLo, nigga.
I know.
That's CeeLo, nigga. So CeeLo makes the record and puts it out on his artists, and it's on radio.
Everywhere.
Urban.
And it's going.
Urban radio everywhere, yes.
But it's going.
And Jimmy Iovine heard it and said, give that to me. I'm cut the same song on the Pussycat Dolls, put Busta Rhymes on it, 8 million records sold. You need You need people like that to run labels.
But how does that happen? It was already out.
Because you need someone that says only black people heard it.
Damn.
Only black
Damn.
folks heard it. I'm gonna play it for a white audience now, and it went 8 times platinum.
Went
Shout out to CeeLo
crazy.
Green. Shout out to CeeLo Green. CeeLo wrote that record. Crazy.
I was always wondering about that situation.
Bro, if y'all knew the gangsterist things that also happened to Music Soul Child and Bieber. Music Soul Child, that song, I Smile, Smile, that was Music Soul Child record. And they took it on, cut it on Bieber and put it on radio on Bieber. Yeah, bro, when you start, one thing I will tell you about the music industry will remind you, y'all black folks ain't shit. I just want to tell y'all that. That's what they remind you of. Like, that's what that moment was to the young lady. She's out of here.
She was on her way.
Here come white people with white money. Give it to us. And by the way, it was a smart move. It winds up becoming one of the biggest songs of all time. But it was a great move for CeeLo. But yeah, oh, they don't give a fuck, bro. They'll take your shit off radio. Only black people heard it.
But how do you even have that conversation with CeeLo? He like, record going.
Yeah, you know how you tell him? That record is, with Hearst doing it, it might peak out. You might make $500,000. If we do it, you might make 20.
So I like this idea.
So I want to also say something about that because they tried to do that to Michael Jackson early in his career. By Ray dumbass standards, well, if we had if we took it from Michael and gave it to somebody white, then it would be bigger. That's not true.
Well, look,
what you're doing is you're doing redistribution of wealth.
Look, yo, that's what I said, bro. Like, people calling, being sensitive about things we've said over here. Who the fuck are you talking to? Y'all know how this shit is. Let's move this shit around. I don't want to hear about none of it. That's why I always told him, nigga, I want to hear about that your executive is Jewish or white. Look how you operate. Like, I mean, like I said before, there have been people, y'all have seen it in real time, that there are people from the industry, they will elevate a white person over you, have issues with the white person, come to black people, guys, we need to get them out of here. No.
Well, remember, Jimmy Iovine also said dirty money. This is according to Dawn Richards. She said that Jimmy Iovine said that they were both just too black and ugly. And that Diddy had to go try to figure out a way to make them look more appealing. And also, going back to what you're saying,
that sound like, to me, that sound like you was getting rid of competition.
I would also say that what is really weird about this, to your point about how they act, where black people have to walk on eggshells with other black people.
Now you walking on shit.
But they are groveling to the Jimmys and the Lucians. But you know what's so crazy? They was able to get black people to come together to try to take out Drake. It's because of his black side. If Drake was 100% Jewish,
I left him alone.
They wouldn't have done shit.
Yeah.
They try to get people to take out Kendrick. It's not about picking a side. Just look at the formula here. A group of people, black people in the industry, to take out Jay-Z. A group of black people for this person. And it's not to say that these people also aren't culpable for their participation, because Jay-Z has done things to others and so on and so forth. But notice how you always see in hip-hop this coming together to try to take out
a nigga,
somebody black or half black, but never coming together in the industry to say, pay George Clinton his money, UMG Lucien, do right by Angie Stone. You never did. Have y'all noticed that in chat? Like, you never seen 50 rappers and R&B artists and black pop stars, they all coming together to say, get rid of Lucien or get rid of Jimmy or change your ways here and there. It's always only towards somebody who happens to be black. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, it is what it is. Like, I mean, I don't really care for none of these niggas. Like I told y'all, you know, we'll do the art, we'll talk about it, but nah, I don't hear that. When I see the industry, I don't see black or white. That's how I operate. I see what's business. We see green. That's business. It's undisciplined for you to come to me with this black shit, and that's not how y'all operate. So you try to set me up. The stardom don't get me. Okay, with the stardom, this is how it used to be when I was moving around. Oh, okay, so he ain't moved. We brought this rapper in the room. Now he's still talking about that business shit. Well, what about the black side shit? I was like, all right, nigga, I'm gonna go down to the 5 points then. Now I'll go get me a bean pie, nigga. If I'm gonna do that shit, I'd rather sit up with the Muhammad's with the bow ties and the bean pie, and then see if I can get a final call.
The whole industry, we saw a bunch of people rally against Lauryn Hill. A bunch of people rally against Diddy. I'm not saying Diddy don't deserve it. Like I said, he's done a lot of heinous things to black people himself. But yeah, let me just keep going here. A bunch of people rally up against Suge Knight. A bunch of people rally up against Drake. A bunch of people rally up against Kendrick. A bunch of people rally up against Jay-Z. A bunch of people rally up against this black dude, this black woman. You saw it even when a bunch of people tried to get something going against Young Miami. And I'm not saying she don't deserve it, because I'm not talking about the moral inconsistencies or ethical inconsistencies of some of these people. I'm just asking the question, why do black industry people only come together to lead a revolt or to unseat someone, and everyone they point to is always black?
Because they're ghosts. That's why. They don't see them. They don't see them. And then we've been groomed that way, because even look at the hip-hop content media space. Only the niggas going after each other. There are other white content creators out here that can comfortably make their way to 600,000 subscribers without getting wrapped up in nothing. It grooms us in the process. That's why I told y'all early on, I'm not putting your dumbass face in my thumbnail. I'm not wasting my Photoshop skills on your stupid ass face, because you got a colorist problem, because you've been groomed to be a black slave, mandinga and mandinka. That's what you've been doing. So even when we bring up this conversation, look, 2 ugly women. That's what Jimmy said. Sound like he was getting rid of competition, because I damn sure y'all kept Fergie. I bet you it was a goofy white boy and 2 white girls that were goofy, and they were putting out the same hits. Y'all would have put more money behind them.
Well, and that's just what I want to say. Like, again, just to Prince Honest, it's not about whether Diddy deserved it or not, because he turned on black people too. It's just the point that you have people who in a hierarchy, according even to Little Rod's original lawsuit, where he said Lucien Grange was supplying the underage girls to Diddy. Right. The whole point is, why are people not going after the source? If I see a middleman and they're black and they're doing deviancy, I'm not advocating for them not to go to prison. I mean, this platform never did. But why only black people are in that industry saying, I have a backbone to unite against Diddy, to unite against Drake, to unite against Jay-Z, to unite against Kendrick, and so on and so forth. But I don't have a backbone to unite against Lucien Grange, to unite against other international traffickers of children, proven or unproven, people who have been stealing money and resources and music. So you'll cry and make 100 videos about Drake stole this, Kendrick stole rigor mortis, this person did that, stole this, but you don't make any videos about Jimmy stealing shit, or Lucien stealing shit, or Tommy Mottola, who was in the Epstein files like 500, 700 times. It's a very weird thing to see black industry people unite against their own, and then also drag in the independent scene and the black audience to try to participate in it, without at the same time dragging the people who have groomed these people. It'd be one thing if you have courage and you're like, yeah, of course I'm going to drag Diddy. He did a lot of horrible stuff. But I'm also going to drag the people who put the money behind it, and who also are the ones who groomed him, and also the people who have been participating in this, like Clive Davis and all this other stuff. I don't see it happen in media at all. I just see it be one-sided. Like, this platform has already talked about always the karma and accountability that the Diddy's of the world, the Jay-Z's of the world have. But like, we also make videos on Tommy Mottola. We also make videos on Lucien Grange. We've also made videos on Jimmy Iovine. We've also talked about Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell and, you know, the royal family and, the tech bros. And
Man,
it just seems very one-dimensional.
Nah. It's just fucking black eunuchs. That's all. They doing what they supposed to do as slaves. You get what I'm saying? That's why I said, like, I'm iffy about the whole Jay-Z Drake shit. You know, like, I don't really give a fuck. You know, it seems like niggas that are losing against the niggas and the half nigga, they have complaints. I told y'all the battle was the battle. If we keeping it right there with Kendrick and bars, then that's where I'm gonna keep it at. But as far as all of the moral bullying, nigga, watch out. You heard what Ray Daniels said? That's how they talk behind the scenes about y'all.
Black boots.
Yeah, like
that,
that.
yeah.
You heard what Diddy told several people. I growing up in Atlanta. Heard they said Diddy talked to black people crazy. He said I gave them the same deal the white man got. Well then, okay then. But see, the real estate is that when somebody is trying to do real business and they can negotiate themselves in those rooms with those white men or those Jewish men, your black entitled ass comes out here and be like, nah, you ain't keeping it black, only for you to fuck them over worse. Only reason why you got an advantage because somebody got distracted with your melanin. They took that into account. I don't. And Sin has been on the phone with me. She's seen it. When I've told niggas do that black hand, I said business is business, and she's seen that demon come out of them. Oh, what you think I'm supposed to what?
They try to use fake,
come on, brother.
fake friendship rings.
Brother, come on, brother. We good,
to
brother.
Fuck you out of
black
deals.
man. This a black business. No, it ain't. This is a business. Because when you went over, do you think when Jonathan Majors went over there with Ben Shapiro and he saw Ben Shapiro's cup on his head, did you think he said, well, you know, I want to make sure I elevate you as a Jewish business? Or he over there, well, what's the deal I can get here? That's why I say y'all better be careful about a lot of these demons. Their job is to stop your black ass from doing business.
So you could put them above board, but not yourself. Like even, look, I mean, it's just crazy.
Just what the game is.
I just don't think there's nobody. I just feel like in the entertainment space, there's not many brave voices, and I think they're grooming the independent space to be this way. I remember before too many of the industry people flooded the independent space. Yeah. You used to have these type of balanced conversations. I mean, to be fair to Professor Griff, he will call out the white and Jewish names too. You had independent media, people who've never been in the music industry that would do research and call out all names. And it just felt like the more industry people though that come into the independent space, the more eggshell walking things become, where it's a level of like, don't talk about the Jimmys or the Lucians and stuff. But also on top of that now, don't say nothing about Jay-Z, Diddy, or Drake or Kendrick. And it just keeps happening. And it's like, I don't know where it's going to go from here if it keeps happening in this type of direction. I mean,
well, just to say this, Sid and I, she knows, like, I'm not eggshell walking on shit. All right. When one of them higher ups sacrifice one of y'all black asses, I'm going to still be here talking. So I'm not walking on nothing. And if they want to come into the spaces and do that, that's on them to continue that eggshell culture. It don't serve no purpose. You go outside, you can go to Ford Industrial, you can go all up and down, you can go to the south parts of Ford, you can go anywhere in this country. You can be in Cook County, you can be somewhere in Newark, New Jersey. Black people ain't thinking about half this shit that they scared to even have conversations about. You got to understand, you guys, as you move up in rank in these industries, the more scared you are, the better it comes across for them. Give you an example. Richard Pryor is a great talent as a comedic mind, a trendsetter, pioneer, but he always played the scared Negro. Oh, Superman! He always played that.
Well, that's why
And-
people really liked
And you saw how much.
Eddie Murphy came out. That's why they enjoyed his energy when he
But
first came out.
look at Johnny Carson's energy with Richard Pryor versus his energy with Eddie Murphy when Eddie Murphy came up there dressing like Michael Jackson. The reason why I say you got to be careful about being groomed in a particular way because it's in our culture. We think black people who are talented and gifted and know their self-worth, we take it as offensive. I always tell y'all the story, and any black boy can tell me in the chat. You get into it with somebody that has a low black self-esteem, the first thing they say to you is what? Do you think you better than me?
What that nigga doing on the horse?
There you go. And that's our culture. That's our culture.
That's the culture they're trying to
That's
give us.
the culture here, is you think you better than me. I played the same game as you, Jay-Z. You played it better than me. You think you better than me? Drake coming in behind Jay. You think you better than me? That's all it is. Anyway, let me get to this here. Shouts out to DeAndre. It says here, race thinking is how the black baseball league was destroyed. Poaching managers and players to the MLB to make more money but lost ownership and independence.
And remember, sometimes the Negro League was more popular. I think people forgetting that. People believe
It was more popular.
People believe in tropes like Ray Daniels and the rest of them. They got to stop with this lying bullshit. The greatest record-selling artist of all time is Michael Jackson from a black-ass area and a black-ass family. Like, cut the bullshit. Lying motherfuckers. All they do is fucking lie. If white was so powerful, you wouldn't have Michael fucking Jackson, number one. Number two, everybody who believe in stereotypes, a lot of times is people who are not well read. Like, people forget when the NBA first started, female college basketball was more popular than the NBA. When people try to make it seem like, oh, because you're black or you're this or you're that, this is why something can't get popping, they're liars. And because of American culture, they're usually trying to steal something from you. It's when it's called in hypercapitalism, it's a pimping type of technique where you try to lower the value in the market so you can get it cheap, and then you can sell it at its real value, right? So think about if a woman is really pretty, like she's a very attractive woman. I don't know, just say she's a 9 or a 10, right? And pimping culture would make her seem like she's a 5. I gotta break the bitch to make the bitch think that she's a 5 because she could be with my ugly ass. If she knew she was a 9 or 10, then she may ask for what she is worth. I do not want that. I want to lower the bitch in the market, and then I can have the upside and the power. It's the same thing it comes with creators. It's the same thing, music, movies, people who come up with different technology. You psych them through psychology, make them feel less than what it's really worth. Then you take it at a cheap value, and then you sell it at the real market price that the insecure person didn't realize.
Yeah. That's all it is. I said the self-esteem is very important. You from the South. Okay, who cares? People, niggas say you talk funny. Who gives a fuck? Who cares? You from the East Coast. They say y'all niggas say y'all words, y'all tongue's too fucking heavy. Who cares? What's your value? You know your self-worth? Because that's what overall makes you cool. You knowing your self-worth. I don't pay attention to none of this shit. I know what I see. Yeah, you can holler white racism all day, but the bodyguard is black insecurity. That's how I feel, because I can dominate in the market all day, but if we got black insecurity, then what you doing? You at a loss. It's just that simple. You know, sitting out, we brought this story up before. There was one of the industry guys that talked about he didn't know how to market the cool kids to white kids. All right. And I remember getting a mixtapes. I'm not a white kid. I remember getting a mixtapes. Chuck English. Right. And they were popular. Whether I traveled to Austin, traveled to San Antonio, going through Atlanta, going through Chicago, them niggas was popular. Right. And so they get told, and what we heard is that we don't know how to market them. And then here come Mac Miller wearing the same gear and got a chance to evolve into a pretty dope artist in the process. That's another thing about black insecurity. Y'all stifle black talent. Y'all prevent the evolution too. So then we got to deal with a bunch of woulda, coulda beens. Y'all sound like the drunk OJs on the block, you know? And then when y'all become older black men, and y'all like, oh man, you know, we really should have supported Carl Kanani. We really should have supported Cross Colors. But why y'all got to lose first though?
Yeah,
that's
it's
the crazy
like
part
when
about
it was like when Charlamagne said Kendrick didn't look like a star. It's fucking hip hop. You had, no offense, M.O.P. Okay, let's not talk about looks here. Charlamagne is successful. He was ugly, very ugly. So I mean, like even when they try to say like who's a star, who's not, or they be like when Drake was doing his Topanga Boys Meets World music. But you think black people don't watch Family Matters and shit? Like we don't have people who are nerds and stuff. So the whole point is they always try to put a ceiling when it comes to you, how you express yourself, what you like, what you listen to, what you watch. You know,
that's that insecurity though.
It is.
That's insecurity because we, as a culture, we do struggle with black craftsmen. I'm talking about black people who know their shit.
Well, they pick these type of black people for a reason, though. I think the majority of black Americans don't have an issue with this at all, which is why they choose these gatekeepers who war with each other, drag y'all into the war thinking that one of these black people are right. If you are picking a sword against another black man or woman for the same shit you do in that industry or the same shit that you associate with in that industry, but you accept it when it's a white or Jewish man, you're a fucking liar. You're a hypocrite. And in my personal opinion, you're just a fucking coon. You snitching on other black people in the industry while doing the same things that the people you snitching on, while keeping the secrets of white and Jewish men. You're not a moralist, so you can't play that game. There's are people who are platforms who have every fucking right to come after Diddy and all these other people who are harming people in their community. This platform does it all the time. But for the people in the underworld who like try to rile up the audience so they could take out a black op while they're black, you're just doing it simply because you want more real estate on the plantation, but you don't want to own shit outside of the plantation as well.
Also, shouts out to Kid at Heart, the real Kid at Heart. That's funny. Long time listener. He says, "Cool kids, kids in the hall." Yeah, Knowledge and Double O.
Cool kids in the hall. Yeah.
I
hate that. I love it.
Yeah, he said that they should have formed a mega group. And you know what I remembered? I remember this is before I met Sam. I remember talking to an old industry tramp ass nigga. And this nigga tells me when they had Kids in the Hall, I think this was on I think towards the back end of Lupe, Knowledge and Double O, Kids in the Hall. They had, of course, Cool Kids. They had the Nucks. They were two brothers that came out of Louisiana. This tramp gonna tell me, this nigga, he gonna tell me, man, it's cool to see them like making, white music. And he was talking like Ray Daniels because they also had the pack with my Vans and all of them boys.
Got my Vans on, but they
remember
look like
YG,
sneakers. Got my Vans on.
YG and all them niggas coming out of the jerkin movement. And I said, "What you talking about, bro? That go back to House Party with Kid and Play."
I did miss that.
What you talking about? What that got to do with anybody white? That goes back to Kid and Play.
Yeah, I missed that 2000s party scene music because they was so fun. Yeah. There was a lot of dance records that came out that was fun. But to go back to the overall point,
no credit whatsoever. This is really, what I said.
Really, that was really disturbing because they have black industry people purposely kill black movements. That's why I can't support none of them. I don't support none of the industry people because they kill. They only out here killing black movements, and then once a black movement is killed, then they repackage it to white people.
Yeah, their job is to be they trying to kill the black waves, and they want to put a white surf on it. Even the term "based," coined by Lil B, that's still being used today, out of the pack, bro. That's why I said what I said about what's going on right now in independent media. y'all gonna see the same niggas 10 years later with the same mindset from the other niggas, from their Gen X counterparts that had the same mindset that didn't support them black movements when them black designers were out there, them black record labels was out there. They gonna be making their own hologram op-ed pieces while we drop the ball in independent media.
They had black rappers attack black clothing houses like
Come on now.
FUBU. And,
What y'all think that was about?
And cross colors. And I remember, y'all gonna look at my little baby photos with cross colors on.
Yes, it did,
My brother and I were cross colors, and we had also FUBU. We had all the black designer clothes out. They was popping at that time. It was fun.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, look, I tell y'all, as far as rap goes, I think LL Cool J is possibly one of, next to the likes of the Rakims. I think he's one of the more important rap representatives or ambassadors, hip hop ambassadors in hip hop.
That was cool when he was doing that. What was it? Old Navy.
Yeah,
and he Gap.
Yeah,
and he plugged in FUBU.
Yeah, and the people, the white kids that was there, it was like, wow, this freestyle is fantastic. Then the niggas was like, bro, for us, by us. Yo, he's shouting out FUBU. Bro, they put that industry hit out there, and they had the culture attack FUBU. Some of your most popular rappers was attacking FUBU.
And cross colors, they literally, and I do want the audience.
I want you to see, understand the history really rhymes.
Understand
how history rhymes,
and why. Personally, I just think these people are also dangerous when it comes to this platform, which is why we don't trust them. And I want everyone to hear this, just to say it one more time. They'll get black individuals to kill a black movement. Anybody who was around during the early 90s, y'all all know there were like 20 different black hip-hop clothing lines. I'm talking about before we get to not the Diddy and all that shit. No. Not the Sean John. I'm talking about
Sean Trash.
People who were designers from the ground up, doing their own independent shit, right? They were popping, and the white and Jewish guys eventually paid and told the rappers to start dissing these clothing lines.
Yes.
And then they became unpopular amongst the black audience because their favorite rappers were starting to diss these clothing lines, and then they started to prop up Tommy Hilfiger.
Phony hip nigga. That's what I call it. Phony hip nigga.
They would copy the designs from the black designers, and then it eventually got integrated
to the fashion houses,
into white fashion houses that still rarely ever have any black people work there. And then in the future, it happened again with Kanye. His shit got evaporated and also fused into the white fashion houses. But they do it in podcasts. They do it in music. And it's really, it's one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen in my life, where they just get other black people to destroy you. So you never become competition for any other group of people in entertainment and fashion and all that, because they just get they don't even, there's black people who I don't even like, but I'm not going to even try to tear them down. In like hip hop media, they get on my fucking nerves. They shiesty. They get inspired by you. Then they want to compete even though y'all don't do the same thing, and they biters and shit. But I show restraint because I know these dumbasses don't even fucking comprehend that they're being used by a lot of industry people, black, and the people who puppet them, a lot of these white and Jewish guys. So it's like, there's no even point. What's the point of even going back and forth with these fucking idiots?
Also, by the way, shouts to Dario. He says, Solo P been saying before I met Sin a lot lately. Shouts out to you. We appreciate you so much. No, that's just me highlighting a timeline. So, Sin does the same thing as well. But shouts out to you, Ariel, man. Love you as always. But look, remember, or if you don't know, Tupac refused to charge Carl Connie to wear his clothing because he said he was black. He said he wore his shit for free.
But people don't even bring that up. They're
He
more
said-
in love with
he
Tupac
said-
wearing Versace than this Tupac. What do you even think about that? Like that was the wave.
Yeah, I didn't really. To me, I just thought overall his iconography, like how he moved. I just thought Tupac was a dope nigga. So I like that he supported because he charged Versace. You know, they paid him to be in them clothes. He didn't charge the black designers.
Which was also cool because I personally think, look, you can still get your money if you are a big name and you have a really great eye for fashion. Become a 10% owner and investor. You know, I'm really am tired of a lot of these industry people, man. I'm just tired of the way they move and everything.
ATL, yeah. HM3 says, hell, we got white boys trying to tell us about Jordan and sneaker culture. And you know, I'm going to say this. My perspective, like I've always maintained, I didn't ran into Japanese people spinning on their head, telling me I like New Habes and I like J Dilla. Did you know that they both died on the same day, different years? I was like, oh man, that's cool, man. I didn't know that, right? But it only becomes an issue for me when a black person tries to promote that person over what I'm doing.
Yeah, I'm glad
that's the only time I start having smoke with people.
I agree with you. I don't think there's any issue with people participating in loving hip hop who aren't black.
Yeah,
we enjoy different people culture that isn't black origin all the time. It's when the white and Jewish execs get black people to destroy, black industry people to destroy your movements. That is where the problem is. Everybody participate in everybody culture. Everybody love going to a restaurant from a culture different than theirs or participating in certain festivities. That's not the issue. The issue is when you literally have black industry people who are on assignment to stop black independent movements and waves. Those designers, okay, there was 3 stages in black design in hip hop. The first wave is, of course, not just the boosters, but yeah, you did have people who would like, they'll take clothing and they start to like redesign it into certain type of streetwear that they felt fit them, or they'll make something already was created popular, like what Run DMC did with Adidas. But I mean, I wouldn't say Adidas was popular like that, but something that was already out, right?
Yeah.
But the most important wave that happened in hip hop is when you had a lot of hip hop people who just authentically created something from the ground up. And when you start to have these independent fashion lines, and when it came to streetwear and clothing and design, it was crazy and it was amazing. So then what happened? The executive says to rappers, fuck these black niggas. Why support FUBU or cross colors and stuff where you could be the designer? Diddy could have Sean John. Russell Simmons can have Baby Fat. Nelly can have Apple Bottom. You can have Jay-Z Rockaware. I mean, bro, we don't need these. We don't need these people out here. So you see how
it starts off organic and it goes corporate.
They turn rappers into the Terminator.
They'll
because there's one of the most egotistical group in black music. So they'll be like to a black rapper, you could do everything, man. You can act. You can design clothes. You could do, and then they start cutting out other black people in the market, like what you see what Dr. Dre is doing, because he with his investments and investors with Jimmy Iovine. They are here to terminate their own people, and they're here to terminate anything that's independent.
It's funny because all them clothings that you mentioned, all that shit was ugly. Sean John was ugly. Rockaware was ugly to me. It looked like they starched the shit out the jacket. That shit looked like it. Them jeans looked like they melted if you ironed them motherfuckers. I hated all that shit. I definitely thought Carl shit was cleaner. The cross colors. I thought they had better color scheme. And them the nigganators. That's all they are. And you seeing it right now. And this is how I'm going to tell y'all something. It always starts off organic. It ends corporate. And Then it becomes the fight about we need representation. You had it. I'll say that again. It starts off organic, just even in our lifetime with this hip hop shit. It starts off organic, it goes corporate, then you have motherfuckers come out, we need representation. They put a black woman up there, we need to have representation. They put an educated black man up there, we need to, we writing books of representations. Y'all niggas had it.
But if you go...
Your time, now you gotta move on now.
Yeah, if you go mainstream, you can still have it. Like, going mainstream, y'all make mainstream miserable because y'all have no backbone. And it's that simple. You don't have any backbone. Anyway, you want to go to Raquel and exposing Disney?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's the last I got on. I'm sure more shit will come up, but yeah, you know.
I mean, we don't even need to go to Meek Mill. We know he an idiot, and the what's going on with politics.
No, I just want y'all to understand. Oh, I want to say something.
Yeah, go ahead.
Black people are the mainstream. Black people are the mainstream. Look how fast y'all killed Jack Harlow shit.
Because he boring.
Now, I want you to understand. So, somebody probably thinking like Ray Daniels. He kind of rhymes like Drake. Not as intricate, but like he's all white. You know, and he's got that nice white glow in that. He has that curly hair. It's kind of dewy. It's like, but he's got this Kentucky thing going on. And... you know what? Have him shake Sweetie's hand on the red carpet, post it on the Shade Room, because Shade Room takes money, right? And then we're gonna have it everywhere. Jack Harlow was industry promoted through a fake version of Black Girl Magic by the time he came onto my radar personally. And I heard him. I was like, this boy sound like distilled Drake.
I'm sorry you're boring, but I don't want to hear your raps.
Man.
I lost interest from day one.
When black people started roasting him, that was it. And don't even get me started out the gate. I told y'all that Tommy Richmond record was ass.
Remember DJ Head and at first Joe Budden, all love it. I ain't never been the same thing.
Shit trash.
What you want, nigga, I can say. And then but he was like doing it was ass. I don't even know how the fuck people thought that was fire. It was ass from the beginning. It was
industry niggas,
it was ass day one.
They heard a white boy struggling singing in falsetto, and then they co-signed it. I said, this ain't one of them adopted white Stevie Wonder children.
No, this is not Jameer at all. No.
And then he gonna come out with his dumb ass because y'all know he was slow. I'm not rap because he was getting traction on social media. I'm not doing rap. You got your hat on backwards in the club. Y'all dressed up like drug dealers. You're throwing money on strippers. No, you're not. It's not country music. So get out of here. So I mean, that's that, y'all. And listen, history rhymes. You know what's that movie with Bruce Willis, Looper? How many times hip hop culture got to be in the role of Looper? How many times black culture has to go through Looper shit?
That's why I'm like, and I'm not talking about independent, people doing their thing, but I mean, a lot of rappers have become the biggest ops to their community. I mean, they're just run by Jewish and white guys. There's nothing more I can really say to it. We also got a super chat.
Innovator J says here, not just the rappers, they do it in all sectors. They just did it with the Earn Your Leisure boys. Oh, my goodness. Yeah. They built that off of black people just to turn around and say they're inclusive. Listen, white people don't want to see them two bald niggas.
They don't know.
And let me be clear.
You could tell.
It's not even to say their cataract eyes are any more special than black people. I'm saying the type of white people that the Rashad boys was trying to market themselves to, they don't want to see them. They rather watch Kramer and his bad predictions before they go to them.
No, that's true. I mean, and this is where the ridiculousness comes from Ray Daniels. There are a lot of black people who are global. There are a lot of black people who have that global it factor. And there's some who don't. But just like other groups. Like, the whole machine was behind Jack Harlow. Nobody gives a fuck about him like what Prince stated. That's why some people, it's okay if your audience is black. You still get money. You could transform that into a lot of things. And then there's some black people who are very international. But the whole point is, even the black people who are international still need the core black audience. That's the point. Michael Jackson was international. Michael Jackson didn't say, oh, because everybody around the world in the continent of Africa and South America, Central and Europe loves me, fuck black people. He never ever said that or dissed the black demographic. Not one time during his entire career did Michael Jackson say, I don't give a fuck about the black audience. I don't need the black audience. He never ever said that.
If that was true with what Ray said, then Elvis will be bigger than Michael.
And he's not.
We can wrap that up, dog.
And
we
also,
can go in and wrap that up.
And also, it's not about earn your leisure wanting to even expand into other markets. It's the fact that you wanted to sacrifice your black market to do that. You can keep black people as a market. You might be making me sound like Bill Cosby. Black people. You can.
Sin Cosby.
No. I'm not giving nobody.
Go ahead with your point, Sin.
But you can keep your black audience and still expand. There's nothing wrong with that. The weird thing is, unlike Michael Jackson and other people, these people think expanding means dissing the black American audience. It's a very bizarre, stupid thing to do.
It's real simple.
You can go around and enjoy the money and the attention from other groups while also still loving your home base and the attention and stuff you get with black people. This is not no Sophie's Choice.
Look, it's simple, saying they ain't got no backbone. A lot of rappers dissed Michael Jackson. A lot of black people dissed the shit out of Michael. I remember growing up. That man still ain't come out and give y'all a Tiger Woods Cobbling Asian moment. It's just people ain't got no backbone. That's it. I'm not going to psychoanalyze cowardness. Bro, it's simple. Y'all ain't got no backbone. It ain't make no sense. That's why y'all hip hop sucks right now. Because they keep thinking, well, if we put this here, this particular demo may be interested. That's soulless. Hip hop ain't got no soul right now. Y'all can do all this performative blackness. Y'all can put the darkest skinned black woman in y'all videos. Y'all ain't got no soul. It's a soulless genre that only cares about metadata.
It's just like when the Apollo Theater stopped being black and people thought anybody could make the Apollo Theater poppin'. Not true. The Apollo Theater is not popping like what it was when it was black owned. And you know what's cool about the Apollo Theater at the time when it was black owned? Yeah. You have major mainstream crossovers success still go to the Apollo Theater. That's crazy. Like when Brandy crossed over and was selling crazy, white people, Asian people, everybody loved Brandy. She didn't be like, man, I don't need these black niggas from the Apollo Theater. No, she went and sung at the Apollo Theater and had a great time. Like, so it's, even if you have a mindset that it has to be either or, you already lost. It don't have to be. What are we talking about? It doesn't make any sense.
It does make sense, Sam. It's called economic warfare. Because
you're destroying your own base with economic warfare, which is it's called your leisure. It sounds stupid.
It's economic warfare. All right? And the reason why I'm saying that, because your culture is a part of your history. James Brown comes out of black people culture.
Yeah, he's extremely popular.
A Georgian, a black Georgian. Ray Charles.
Mainstream and popular.
We can Aretha Franklin.
Mainstream and popular.
And you got to remember, the reason why I say entertainment is a bit different with black people, because remember, the United States government also routinely surveilled and in some cases allegedly offed some of these men and women. They routinely surveilled them because, remember, in the spirit of burning down Black Wall Street, well, if a multi-millionaire black person can go back to a community and at least fund some programs to help that community survive, as the CIA or the FBI, we might want to look into these things.
Rosetta Tharpe was hugely popular during her time in her run.
Yeah. And
Ella Fitzgerald.
Yeah, and Rosetta Tharpe was surveilled.
The Supremes.
Surveilled.
Very popular.
I want you to understand like the insidiousness that goes on with black people in media. Whether you're an entertainer or you're a pundit. You may think I'm sitting on my couch, we're sitting on our couches, we just kicking the breeze. They pay attention to everything that you all do because just in case you have a moment where something political happens, the conversations in the algorithms change. Black people are the mainstream. I don't know who told you different.
Other black rappers and
Okay.
and other industry black people.
Look at Timberland. Timberland ain't been right ever since he said all my fans watch Desperate Housewives.
And he from Virginia. How dare you, nigga? Fat neck nigga. Because everybody was listening to your music. This is what I'm saying about it. It's economic warfare with white and Jewish people. It's self-destruction and retardation when you're doing it to your own community. Everybody liked what Timberland was doing. And he thought like suburban white women were the only ones listening to shock value. Are you dumb? Like, bro, like what are you talking about?
Man,
black people pioneered a lot of electronic music. So your fat ass really thought it was just simply suburban women that were making you sell. You just ignored the fact that black people from all different type of economic backgrounds enjoyed shock value.
Nigga, come on, Sin. That motherfucker was in the video with Fat. What's our girl's name from Virginia?
Missy Elliott?
Yeah, he was in a video with Fat Missy Elliott. All right, he was not in the videos that made him popular in the black community. He was not in there with Terry Hatcher.
But he thought because he made
you
shock
gotta think
value,
about, no,
he was saying that he left those people, and the only people that's the dumb thing. That's
shock
the dumb
value.
That's the dumb thinking that I'm talking about. Like, why would you think the black audience that you acquired all of a sudden would not listen to shock value?
There was, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. There was nothing sonically divergent from what black people had already been doing with shock value. This nigga act like he made a classical album.
No, because some of this stuff you heard even during the time of disco.
Yeah, so it's like
he was acting like
you had in there. What's the song in there? Let's pull that shit up.
What
the hell he talking
like
about?
We wasn't listening to even in the 80s Houdini.
Yeah, what the fuck you talking about? Shock value. Let me go through this track here, cause
oh my goodness,
when he said that shit, he made it sound like I just created something so different. I can't even mess with the niggas no more. They nigga ears don't understand this shit. Man, I told my partner, I said, man, that shit gonna flop. Let me see something real quick. Cause these niggas always acting. These are all these bad bitches. All these niggas always acting brand new. Let's pull this shit on the screen. Cause Timberland lost his mind at that time. Yeah, so let's get into it. Oh, Timberland. That's when they sampled Nina Simone. Hey, saying yeah, Give It To Me had Nelly Furtado and Justin Timberlake. Release had Justin Timberlake. The Way You Are, which was bigger than all of those records, featuring Carrie fucking Hilson.
Yeah. The way you are. And then the break at the towards the end. Yeah.
Then he had Bounce with Dr. Dre slow rapping ass. It's a good song, but he drugged the record down.
Deep water.
Yeah. I'ma fuck you, then I'ma fuck her.
Menage a trois.
Yeah, he had Missy Elliott and the beat was fire. Come and Get Me, that was the one I really messed with. 50 Cent and Tony Yayo. Kill Yourself with Sebastian was dope.
Prince. Niggas wasn't listening to 50 Cent.
Niggas didn't know.
Niggas wasn't listening to Carrie Hilson. Black Americans just didn't. We couldn't comprehend it.
We couldn't comprehend Missy Elliott.
These niggas are dumb in these industries, man.
Only Desperate Housewives were listening to Magoo.
They're just as dumb as the fucking crackers in that space.
Magoo Gaga, right? Let me see who else we got here. What was the other one? Scream with Nicole Scherzinger and Carrie Hilson. Scream was kind of like a fadey, floaty, like a retro's 80s track, right? All this shit, at the very least, on its most divergent level of musicality, was a derivative of a throwback to 80s music. So when he came out and was like, yeah, all my fans listen to Desperate Housewives, I said, so that
But
means,
it wasn't.
and then who he put on there? Hannah Montana?
Oh my land. I mean, what was so different with some of the production you was doing for Jay-Z and stuff? Like
It's the same shit.
Yes.
It's just you rapping on it, nigga. I can snatch you off of all these tracks and put Jay-Z on this shit. It would be the Blueprint 4.
This is why I don't know if these dudes are doing drugs. I don't know if they be in MK Ultra. I don't know if they just always was hateful and hated black people, but it makes no sense. It makes no sense.
Makes no sense at all. You know, so I just listen, man. I mean, it is what it is, you know. I mean, if people got a wrecked up history of their culture or their hip hop history or music history, there's nothing I can do for you. It's when people was arguing with me about the Kendrick shit. When Charleston White said, oh, well, they don't listen to him in the South. I said, Charleston White, nigga, you from DFW. Shouts out to my DFW kings and queens. Y'all know I love y'all. But nigga, you from Fort Worth, Texas, brother. That don't make sense. We got Andre 3 Stacks. We got Outkast. They made Idlewild. So, like, again, these people play in your face and then they're telling you how to move. So then when you move out of your space, they can put an industry plant there or they can put somebody there that don't really appreciate the culture. So that's what it is. We're going to get into this next order of business, the dustiness of Disney once again.
And Disney been dusty since day one. Let's get into it.
Sandusky.
Sandusky.
Sandusty.
So Raquel is exposing Disney and talking about how Disney was very unsafe for children. You want to go into the article, Prince, and let's inform them what Raquel is talking about.
All right. Is it Raquel or Raquel? Okay, it might be. I'm going to just say Raquel. So, former child star Raquel Lee Bolu, all right, or Raquel Lee, she says basically, they have here, has come forward with allegations that she was sexually assaulted by a now former Disney employee. Now, you guys know, I know people like, why they keep coming up with Disney? Folks, these people go where children are.
I know, it's so simple. That is true.
Yeah.
Predators go where children are. The predators who should be in prison, the filthy, disgusting perverts that they are.
Right.
They flood wherever children are, which is why it's really crazy how you don't have much protection when it comes to children in the entertainment industry with children created platforms like Disney, Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, and they build empires on violating kids. Yeah.
So let me put this in. All right. So let's just get back to this real quick, and those are great points. Raquel at 39 filed the civil negligence lawsuit against the Walt Disney Company in Los Angeles County Superior Court on Friday, August 21st. In the complaint, which was obtained by People, I'm reading for People too, by the way, Raquel alleges that she was repeatedly sexually assaulted by an unnamed middle-aged male Disney employee while filming the Disney Channel movie The Poof Point.
Wait a minute.
At age 14.
So there was a man, a middle-aged man.
She said middle-aged, yes.
Who was sexually violating her while she was 14 years old.
Yes.
Did she say who the man's name was?
The individual publicly is unnamed, but she did say here, or at least in the complaint, that the individual was middle-aged and she was 14.
That remind me when the Anthony from Star Trek said when he was 14, Kevin Spacey made a sexual advancement to him, and then
I can see that
Kevin Spacey said, "Oh, he was drunk."
So, Yeah, actually, I've seen her face before. I've seen her in one property. I think it had to do with Mark Curry, but I didn't really follow all of her stuff. But I did go back to see, 14, and I mean, that's crazy. She claims the Disney employee supplied her with alcohol. That's how they usually do it. They get the children inebriated, right? And they make like, oh, we're doing something rad here, me and you. I won't tell anybody that you and I have been drinking. We're buddies, right? Supplied her with alcohol and assaulted her multiple times while the cast and crew were staying in nasty ass Salt Lake City. All right, in Salt Lake City, there's a lot of Sandusky energy that comes out of Salt Lake.
Yeah, Salt Lake City,
my
along
God.
with Palm Beach.
Yes.
There's like a lot of hubs in the United States, very major hubs where they be messing with kids. Yeah.
All right, witches and minors. All right, also, shouts out to OC, says Disney into child trafficking on the down low at their amusement parks. Yeah, there's been a lot of scandals that they have muffled quietly that went on. They just had a situation on a cruise ship. But continuing on here, as well as during a flight back to California. So the individual assaulted her several times in Salt Lake City and during a flight back to California. The Amanda Show actress further alleges that Disney failed to protect her despite signs that something was wrong. Of course, because it's a culture.
She was violated by Disney staff and by Nickelodeon staff.
Yeah, it was a culture. So for them, it's nothing out of the ordinary, right? Unfortunately.
Oh yeah, I mean it was very common in Hollywood up until recently because they're starting to get in trouble more.
Yes.
But even there were some media tours where you will see an actor or actress be 30 years old. Mm-hmm. You'll have a 13-year-old boy or girl, and the adult try to like flirt, and they're promoting a film or TV show, and they're flirting with a 13-year-old.
Oh yeah.
And nobody's saying anything.
No,
like they're just letting a grown-ass man or woman just flirt with a 13-year-old.
Yes.
Out in the open.
I'm not going to lie to you all, and I'm going to continue reading this article. I'm not really into watching any more of these throwback shows on, like, I can't even really watch Keenan and Kel throwback shows. You think about Nickelodeon and how many young stars that, you grow up, you watching it, y'all like all the same age. Like, oh man, they like me, but they on TV, right? And then you find out the horrible life that these individuals went through. You don't really look at these shows nostalgically in the most fondest memories.
I mean, even sci-fi, I'm forgetting his name right now, but, I used to love his show, and then,
right.
Seeing that how they were all violated, it doesn't bring back, the most positive of energies, knowing how the cake was baked.
Absolutely. And so it says, according to the complaint, Disney personnel instructed her to bond and spend time with the unnamed employee. Now, I want to say something to that because I ran into several actors and actresses that were in Hollywood, or they said they wanted to leave Hollywood. One of the things they said, just to show you how prevalent inappropriate or sexual inappropriate behavior is. One lady I knew she was an actress, and she was told by the director, because they said that the chemistry wasn't strong, and she told me she was told to bond with her male lead. And I was being silly. I was like, what you mean? Like, what, y'all gonna hang out? She said, no, they wanted us to sleep together because the director said that this builds chemistry on the screen.
And those are two adults.
Yeah, and that was in the adult space. That's why I highlighted, this is on the other end of it, that there are people that are told, you need to quote unquote bond with your cohorts. But says here though, this is horrible because she's underage, and so she didn't have the freedom to say no. She was instructed to bond and spend time with the unnamed employee, while the production allegedly separated her from her guardian and failed to provide appropriate supervision.
Oh, and also to add to it, that's why, looking back at it in American culture, they really do try to groom you to make. Think about it. If you was enjoying even The Breakfast Club, and you wasn't, no, I'm just saying the radio show.
Oh,
or
my bad.
If you was enjoying The Brilliant Idiots,
yes,
Charlamagne said, I enjoy watching child pornography. He taught me how to eat butt. That's grooming society. Or when you're looking at films that were told to be great films, what's that French film with Natalie Portman?
Oh, the Professional.
The Professional.
Oh my God.
People was pushing The Professional like it was a movie. It was a great movie. It's a great action-packed movie, grooming people to look at the film like, oh yeah, this is a good film.
Yeah.
Then when you go look at it in retrospect, like, wait a minute, wait. The premise of the fucking movie is that this 60-year-old man has this kind of will they won't they energy with a 9-10-year-old girl. What the fuck is this? So the media and the art, this is also goes into why the Ellison want complete control in the Warner merger. Media and the arts are major programming because it can seduce people's subconscious. So people who have a hardcore stance know on certain things. When it's put through programming markers and cues in music and fine arts and movies and now AI and so on and so forth, it seeps past your defenses. So then you're now like rooting or pushing for things that you, when you're consciously paying attention, you're like, hell fucking no. Which is why you got to be careful. Because a lot of the media that we have consumed have been curated and controlled by people who are in them Jeffrey Epstein emails. Like even the designer and the guy who was pushing for in mall culture for like a 13-year-old girl clothings and stuff to be sexualized in films. They actually say he was the one who would tell, like, I don't know, some actress, okay, put this Hello Kitty on, sexualize it, program it for the mainstream. So even men who aren't even into underage girls, who aren't pedos, will think of the Hello Kitty thing as some type of sexual marker because it's adult women on the screen of a film that you're attracted to is wearing it.
You are right about that. Hypnotic cues. That's what you usually have. But, what's saying? I talked to you about it. When we was younger, and every time I watched The Professional, every time they had the scenes with him and Natalie Portman, I would be bored with the film. Because how the film is like how the film is marketed is that it's about an assassin. They're showing you the clips of cars flipping over, they're shooting, but then you watch the film. There's like these dry dialogues between him and this underage girl.
Well, to the point, there's the American version cut. See, you and I, we watched the American version cut where they kind of cut out some of the more disturbing weird energy. There's a French cut to the film that I didn't watch.
They said he wanted to go further.
In the French part of the cut film, there's more of the dialogue, even more of between him and the young girl.
Yeah,
and yes, the director did say that he wanted to go even further. Yeah.
Yeah, they always praise that old raggedy, dry ass film. The Professional. And then when the black niggas heard it, they wanted to rap about it in their songs. I like The Jackal with Richard Gere and Bruce Willis. Yeah, because it's two adults trying to kill each other.
I don't party or something. I get what you're saying.
You got to keep bringing this little girl around, and what is this about? Why you having oatmeal with her and her oatmeal dry? Are you okay? Do you want anything else? Yes, I'll take some milk. What else do you need? You need any cookies?
Yeah,
You know?
it's definitely, they were definitely crazy.
But you see how they try to force you to like shit because Hollywood says
No,
this is
back
okay?
then, yeah, no, back then, if you would have been like, man, The Professional, man, that shit trash. What? You don't have no good taste
Yeah, because
in films.
no, they will tell you that. And you know, I just said like I just thought parts of the movie was boring, but like when they, I don't know. I mean, you know, I kind of like my action traditional. I don't want the children in the way, you know, unless they saving a bus full of children. That's fine, but
You know another example?
yeah.
The Crush.
Oh yeah.
Because back then they were promoting it like it was this thriller
Right.
with Silver Spoon.
Alicia Silverspoon.
And I forget the actor's name. He was
Yeah.
in like The Princess Bride, The Princess Bride was a really good film.
Yeah.
But in The Crush, it was like the 14-year-old girl is the villain. Mm-hmm. But
She's 14.
when you look at the movie, you wasn't supposed to be flirting with her, and you kissed her
It's a Lolita Express.
as a grown ass man.
Yeah, is that?
And you see how they try to make it's like that's the type of weird shit. That's the shit that we're talking about. And they program it all the time.
No,
They do it all the time.
No, you're right about that.
Even when they used to have musicians like be on stage and kiss a kid and think it's like that's what the girl from American Idol, the white girl, got in trouble for.
Yeah,
What's her name?
Which one?
I don't know. She supposed to be a country singer, and it was American Idol. She won.
Oh, you're gonna,
I can't remember her name, but she was like, she kissed a young boy on stage, and was like, that was weird. And then she got flack from the public because as years go on, the public become more and more aware of these things, and people start having a backlash. But I can't remember her name, but she did get in trouble. Like people like, yo, bitch, what you doing?
No, you're right about that. I don't. You know what? They just. But anyway, with Raquel alleges that the employee would torment her while on stage, whispering comments like, "Last night was so good," in plain view of other adults. Sound like a grooming culture. That sound like a whole
like
traffic
also,
ring.
It's a traffic ring. This is another RICO. Them cocaine white boys. First of all, we need a RICO for Penn State. We need a RICO for Disney.
Yeah.
But going to what you're saying, it sounds like also a ritual to me.
Yeah. Oh, well, that is a rites of passage ritual in these spaces, and that means removing your veil of innocence. And these are things that are actively promoted, even if the people that it's happened to them and they're just doing it based on statistical data that you could yourself violate another child as an adult because you was groomed to be violated, or that children are to be violated. But
also, real quick, Prince, Jen said YouTube is censoring some of the names and words you guys are using.
All right, well, what we'll do, we're going to continue on. And
we'll just finish reading the article, Prince. Go ahead.
Yeah. So they said with the production, with Torment, her while on set, saying last night was so good. She claims that no one at Disney intervened. I'm sure they didn't. Raquel also claims that adults working on production notice dramatic change. Okay, so they don't notice this adult saying this to her, but we can notice the dramatic changes in her behavior. This shit is a trip.
Oh, Village Brother. Yes, it was Carrie Underwood. Go ahead, Prince.
Yeah, so, and they said in her behavior and performance, once the alleged abuse began, including that she appeared sick and intoxicated. Of course, you're getting a little girl drunk. She alleges this was a stark difference from the dedicated, studious, and diligent child actress who had joined the movie. Of course. And here's the thing. They really love going after the young, disciplined children. The children that their focus is primarily just on their craft.
You're mature for your age.
They do all of that stuff. So, best of luck to the sister. I hope, she wins every
That's it in the article?
Yes, love. That is it with the article.
Because it seems like there's so much to unpack that
we can still unpack
No, y'all can hear without the word skipping or being censored. And thank you, Jen, also for informing us that some of the words that we were saying was being glossed over.
All right, boys and girls. I think on that note, saying unless beautiful, you have anything else to say?
I feel Meek Mill needs Palantir is pretty self-explanatory. He was begging for the company.
Yeah.
Man, I'm just really not liking these people.
Well, tomorrow we can always talk about like Gumby and bam, 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 Gumby. Gumby was an evil nigga. But anyway, I just wanted to say that Gumby and Mickey Mouse are two evil
Mickey
characters.
was more.
Yeah.
People forget original Mickey was beating up and pushing on Pluto.
Stupid dog. Poof!
Yeah, there would be like old traditional Mickey Mouse animations where he kicks Pluto and then he tells Minnie like come over here type of thing. It's really crazy shit. But we'll leave it here for now, guys. Thank you for being here with us. And make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, but make sure y'all also head over there to the Patreon. It's pinned in the chat. And I would say look for this re-upload
on Patreon.
Probably around 6 o'clock, the latest.
Well, yeah, it'll be in about an hour. I'll have it up for them. Yeah.
Again, 6 o'clock, the latest, to give you
trying
some
to play
time.
me, see? I appreciate you trying to look out for me. I got you. See, it's like you need a break. Also, saying something you might laugh at. The Tate brothers, their lifestyle is being exposed. They were playing a role.
Who's surprised about that? We said that when they first came out.
No. They said everything was rented. Bugatti. Nothing. They owned nothing.
Yeah, they got sugar daddies, think tanks who groomed them to groom young boys.
Yeah.
I thought everybody knew that.
Well, I mean, if your daddy's CIA, I mean...
Are there people actually shocked about this information?
Of course, come on, Sin. It's the internet. Everybody act brand new.
Let me ask y'all in the chat.
Everybody in the club getting tips.
The think tank, everybody in the chat right now, before we leave, did y'all ever think the Tate brothers were real? Y'all let us know in the chat.
Well, our people didn't think that. Come on, Sam. You got to go ask the people that did. Because, see, I told y'all the man is... Bro, see, let me tell y'all something about us. We're absurdly suspicious people. If my father was a high-ranking lead detective and I try to go out on the block and hang with folks, they'd be like, oh, man, it's cool, good, bro.
Aren't you the detective, son?
Nah, yeah, that's just my pops, man. But yo, what's up, y'all? I'm good with y'all. What's good with y'all? Nah, buddy, we good. This man, daddy, was a CIA agent.
Is there anybody in the chat surprised that the Tate brothers was a fabricated lifestyle to groom young boys, underage boys? Anybody and girls? Anybody in the chat?
This man accent is all over the place. UK, Australia. Like, it just sounds like, I'm just like, bro, who is this actor? Then it was like, oh, he was discovered on a reality show with other actors.
Him and Candace and them, they all come from a set. It's just that Candace Owens is a way better actor than the rest of them, but not to our audience. Like the audience, y'all see through the bullshit. But
come on, y'all.
I mean, who in the chat is surprised?
Yeah, come on, we told y'all about them plants.
I would say this is also an easy one for the audience. I think everybody should have already known they were plants.
We remember a lot of the jugheads.
This is like a Tekashi 6ix9ine situation. Like it's very obvious.
But you had people that were vouching for tartar sauce.
That is true.
But yeah, they say Forbes officially report that the Tate brothers lied online about being uber wealthy. Lawyers claim they were playing a role. Because this is serious. Man, Trump ain't gonna move his stiff bones for them. I gave you one. All right.
Gave you one bone.
They gave you one layup.
But also,
go ahead, Sam.
Well, we'll talk about it on the Patreon.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Outside of that, let me see. Anything else ending on a laughable note? I'll put this up here. I just want to see if she has any thoughts about it, and then we're just going to go.
Okay, what you got?
Let me see. Let me just double check something real quick.
You trying to see if it's real or not?
I don't know why this came up. Astronauts in space, but I'll leave it there. It ain't bothering me. Side note, guys, there is an Oreo chicken burger that's about to hit the market.
Is this real or parody?
It's real.
Ain't no damn Oreo chicken sandwich.
It's real, Sin.
Nobody gonna buy that nasty shit.
They said Valuetainment has reported on it.
That's a death wish.
Oreo chicken. Look at that.
That shit look nasty.
What?
That gotta be a parody.
That look like data center water.
It's like AI data center water.
Dude, whatever that nasty stuff is under that bun, that look like AI. That look like AI data center water.
The CIA created this.
Yeah, there y'all go.
You gotta be careful because the CIA be working with certain franchises. Where that Illuminati button?
Hey, shit, you ain't lying about that one, Sid. I mean, because that look disgusting. That look nasty. What y'all think about it?
So
All right, hold on.
So the U.S. the
Look at everybody in the chat.
the USDA they allowed this.
Yeah, it looks like it. It says,
and the FDA allowed this as well.
Yeah, it says the collab features cookie-style buns, mashed potatoes covered in crushed Oreo pieces. A fried chicken fillet launches in China.
Oh, this is in China.
On August 20th.
Wait. And launches in China. Is it saying in the U.S. and in China?
It says it's being launched in China, so I wouldn't be surprised if it makes its way to the States.
Wait. Wow.
Yeah, it's real. It's real, y'all. So,
fuck. This burger looked diseased.
Oh my God. Looks nasty, boys and girls. But anyway, we'll have some more stuff we're going to be putting on to the Patreon. This stream, again, to let you guys know if you're hearing this on a replay or if you're hearing it right now, if you stay with it, we're going to have this uploaded on the Patreon so you guys get a chance to hear it uninterrupted, no issues with the audio or with any streaming issues as well. So anything else, love?
Nothing. We appreciate y'all and thank you for everybody who contributed with the super chats. And we will be on the Patreon with the upload at least no later than 6:00 p.m. for y'all to check it out. Peace.
Peace.
Thought Rhymes.